Backcountry flying to us is our playground. For us, it's how we access the things we like to do. It's just our lifestyle. We exclusively use the Hartzell Voyager prop, and it's proved to be just a great combination for what we do. What it's doing, it's helping us all have better performing airplanes. Man, it feels a lot better clearing trees by 50 feet versus 20 feet. I don't ever see myself not flying.
Centronic to me is an iconic aviation brand.
Here we go, we're taxiing out. First rip on the new prop. On throttle now. This prop really bites.
So you picked up a little bit.
Oh yeah, about 15 miles an hour. That's quite a bit.
Something we worked really hard at Centronic the last 5 years is to try and combine the best performance both at low speed and high speed with our composite props. And I really think on this one, we've done it.
And here we are. Good morning, Sun and Fun. Day 3, it's been hot. It's been gorgeous. As you can see, it's just bright, shiny sunshine. Just the stuff that the Florida Tourism Bureau just brags about, occasionally lies about. It's here. It's gorgeous. We're having a great day. And I'll tell you what, the rest of the week is scheduled to be in the 90s and similarly nice with the occasional rain shower just to prove it's still Florida. We're looking forward to a just gangbusters Sun and Fun for 2025. First of all, let's talk about our sponsor of the day, Hartzell Propeller. When you want to get somewhere, make sure you're being motivated by a Hartzell prop. They're good friends of ours. I have flown in front of, behind, in various positions with Hartzell's for many, many moons, and we're glad to have them on board. I'm Jim Campbell, CEO and Editor-in-Chief of the Aero-News Network. Bet you thought you got rid of me, but I'm back. And we're going to be finishing up the week here, doing morning brief out in the Compass Rose in front of Hangar A. But in the meantime, let's talk a little bit about the weather that we can expect for the day. For the time being, mostly sunny, very warm, with temperature approaching a record of 92, the record set in 2017. Back in the old days. Winds southeast out of 12, occasional gusts to 27. So, okay, folks, watch your landings. Probability of precipitation about 25%. Thunderstorms down to 5%. So, maybe a little wet, but no rock and roll. We're looking forward to that. Now, let's talk about. We normally do the top story from the day before, but let's go to today. The Blues are coming. The Blues are coming. Seriously, folks. You like noisy military jets? Boy, do we have a show for you. The Blues, when they do their arrival, is a lot of razzle-dazzle. It's a lot of noise. It's a lot of just scaring up the sky. It takes a fair amount of time because the Blues don't do anything slow. No, just doesn't happen. Well, there is a slow flight demonstration, but a slow flight demonstration that's still pushing well over 100 knots. So do what you got to do. At any rate, the Blues are here. They're here through the weekend. It's going to be an extraordinary show. And let me remind you that come Saturday, Aero-News is presenting Saturday Flight Live at airborne-live.net. That's AIRBORNE-live.net. And we're going to be shooting the day and the night air show live, providing we're still awake by the end of the night show. And our friend Dennis Dunbar, who runs the Sun and Fun Air Show complex here, has guaranteed a bang-up show. And based on what we saw, heard, and felt from last night, I don't think he's fibbing. So for the time being, sit back. Let's talk a little bit about Sun and Fun Day 3. And we are going to be right back in just a minute to talk with Hartzell Prop and Mitch Heaton about a number of innovations that they announced during the Innovation Preview just a few days ago. We'll be right back with Aero-News.
The Aero-News Network Sun and Fun Digital Daily Morning Brief, live from Lakeland, Florida, is brought to you in part by the following sponsors.
Looking for a new generation of proven and efficient aviation power plants that boast modern engineering, electronic ignition, and both direct and gear drive systems? With 100 horsepower to 240 horsepower, the Skyline and Redline engines offer uncommon value in an overpriced industry. Whether you are looking for fixed wing or rotor, MW Fly Americas has been established to service the American market with dedication and expertise. MWFlyAmericas.com.
Putting in your fuel senders was one of the smartest decisions I made.
Made a real difference in my flying.
When I land, I will have the fuel that I expect to have, and it's just been a remarkable improvement.
The SICE system gives me that confirmation.
A whole new level of confidence with my level of fuel on board. I mean, I know exactly how much I've got.
You know, such a simple thing, but so important.
Flight Club is redefining access to the skies. We currently have 68 personal aircraft available across the U.S. market. Aircraft owners can combat high ownership costs with flexible revenue options such as block time, membership dues, and hourly rates. Flight Club even offers a comprehensive fleet insurance policy with a fast and simple quote process. Whether you're looking to fly or list your aircraft, Flight Club makes it easier than ever. Join the movement. Let's take flight.
And we're back one more time. Okay, we promised you some info on the announcements made by Hartzell Propeller during the Innovation Preview. So we're bringing out the big guns. This is Mitch Heaton, Director of Sales and Marketing for Hartzell. And tell you what's new at Hartzell?
All kinds of new stuff. We're really excited, Jim, to have been able to speak at the Innovation Preview the other day. Thank you for having us. We've got a lot going on. We're investing in general aviation as a whole, investing in all forms. So what we've been talking about for years is our ability to work on design, development, certification, production, and then support throughout the life cycle. So we'll talk a little bit today with you about offerings for the Rotax 916 IS engine. We also have a brand new STC for the Aviat Husky. Also a brand new STC for the Mooney M20 series, A through J, and then a lot more, actually. So if you take through the vans, carbon blended airfoil, we also have the Game Bird. This is I could do this all day. The amount of STCs that we're working on is numerous right now. So really excited to be here.
Tell me a little bit more about the 916 project. We've obviously Cub Crafters has been a big motivator in that area. We were so impressed with the prototype vehicle for the Carbon Cub UL when we flew it at Oshkosh, and we beat the heck out of that poor little thing. We're out landing in freshly plowed corn fields and the whole bit, and Brad's just sitting there gritting his teeth through my flying and the whole bit, just having a great old time. But the efficiency needed, I mean, they took so much weight out of that airplane, but even with that, having a prop that took advantage of both the platform and the efficiency involved, it's a big deal. So how did that come about?
Well, thanks to Brad and the team there. They asked us for a partnership, and what we usually do early on in a project like this is we fill out what's called a propeller design specification sheet. We dug in, we saw their entire flight envelope and their goals, and to the weight that you talked about, we tried to match. So we went with a 20-pound total weight propeller. We helped them stay under what they're looking for as they go towards next steps of LSA, Mosaic, all of the different ongoing changes that are expected in the future. We matched it with that, and on top of that, we went up against people that had been playing in that space for many, many years, that competition, and we beat them on every type of flight characteristic that they were searching for. And we got to where they needed to be. So 20 pounds light weight altogether, and then also just a 76-inch. And we're going from here, from the 916 on to the 915, and then the 912 and 914 as well right after that. So this is just the beginning.
No doubt, especially since there are rumors of at least one more engine in the 900 series to come, and I can't wait to see what you guys do with that. Among the projects discussed out there was revisiting the Mooney series, one of my favorites. I've owned a C and E, a really badly abused 201. Man, I had a ball with that thing. And, of course, an Encore, possibly the best GA airplane ever built. But what are you doing with the Moonies?
The big level is to never reduce that level of performance. So our goal is to always have the best-in-class performance for Mooney. This was really collaborative between not only all the operators that are out there like yourself throughout the years, but trying to get a feel for what's going on with the users of that too. So I don't know if you remember, Jim, at Oshkosh last year we had a naming series. So we're excited to say that the name chosen out of hundreds upon hundreds of different submissions, the Outlaw was chosen. I don't know that fully fits the Mooney crowd, but we're excited that
we've known JJ way too long. Outlaw fits great.
Outlaw fits perfect, exactly. So we're really excited that all those different submissions came in. People voted on it, and then they asked us, hey, don't drop performance, don't sacrifice anything, and we didn't. So best in class performance, and being clear on its M through M20 through A through G, and then the J as well. So wanted to make sure I was clear on that one.
Another one that caught my attention was Gamebird. Aerobatic airplanes, aerobatic props, the amount of abuse that prop takes, especially through gyroscopic maneuvers, is beyond belief. So it's not just a matter of performance, it's a matter of being able to endure some of the worst behaviors that a prop is going to experience. How did that project come about, and what are some of the feature sets involved?
Great question. So the Gamebird, to your point about making sure that that we do everything that aerobatic performer is looking for, we made sure that we partnered with Sean Tucker through and through. So Sean Tucker was able to do the initial flight tests.
I must add, Sean Tucker is known to have some knowledge of aerobatics. Just so we're clear on this. Not bad. The boy's got promise, but he'll come along one of these days.
So Sean Tucker, thank you for that. He does know his stuff a little bit, and we trusted him to get behind this and test everything that we had. We had multiple different trips out to his place in California, and we got to the point where we got over 8 knots faster in cruise, the tighter formation in aerobatics handling. It was a 17% takeoff improvement, and just the numbers were outstanding. So we locked in pretty hard with him, and then it went from Sean to people like Warren Anderson and others that have already been the early adopters. And so the Gamebird is a phenomenal aircraft, and you can only partner it with a phenomenal propeller as well.
It's got to be an interesting development program when you take on such disparate types. I mean, you're going from the Carbon Cub UL to the Mooney to Gamebird and other aircraft as well. It must, at the very least, it's got to be confusing at times, but it's extraordinary that you can take on all these projects under the circumstances, and especially since it was one of many this year.
Absolutely. Yeah, so we're on our way to 9 different STCs this calendar year. And then if you date back into what we did with Whip Air last year, we were able to put a carbon on the front and improve the takeoff weight, put a 4-way blade on that. And then all the way back to the Vans carbon blended airfoil. We continue to have outstanding different RV partnership there with all of Vans. So, but one of the things I want to make sure I mention is the Carbon Voyager. So our Voyager prop's been outstanding for a long time, really tremendous in terms of performance. But then we took 21 pounds off of it and put a metal from the metal and put the carbon on the front. I want to give a shout out to flyer.co.uk. They called it a sexy beast, and I'll tell you that every now and then, we in aviation, we like to think that things we do are sexy, and we finally had somebody validate that. So, the Carbon Voyager is one of those outstanding items, and it goes through the Skywagon series all throughout, in 80 to 86 inches. So we've got the lighter weight, what you're looking for, and it performs just as well as what was already on there, the Voyager propeller, for so long.
Any interesting projects on the horizon?
Yeah, I think you're going to see, I know you're going to see some excitement come out of the advanced air mobility space. We're going to have an announcement probably around the Paris Air Show timeframe, so be on the lookout there. We have additional STCs that will be coming out later this year on some tried and true aircraft that you've heard about and loved for so long. Several people that are here in attendance. And then I don't want to forget that to shout out to the overall people that come to us and say, look, we are looking for this future within, say, a ground adjustable fixed pitch. We're looking for, fill in the blank with a Piper. And so we listen to those things. We need people to come to us and say, oh, if you could have this or that, it would be great for our aircraft. We listen, as you heard. We're doing all these different innovations, and we're taking steps forward. I bet you we're deep in 7 projects right now that are substantially down a path, and there's another 15 right behind them. So STCs, type certs, all of those, you're going to hear a lot from Hartzell this year.
Mitch Heaton, Grand Poobah of Sales and Marketing at Hartzell Prop. We thank you so much. So sorry that JJ chickened out on us. I mean, seriously, come on. No, you did a great job. And we look forward to seeing more from Hartzell. And actually, I haven't been up at the factory in a couple of years, so it's time for me to visit. And come on by. There we go. All righty, folks, we're going to take a quick break. We've got Barry Canoodla, the successor to all things King Schools, coming up. And we're going to talk education as only a company like King Schools really can. So we'll be back in just a few moments. This is Aero-News live from the 51st Annual Sun and Fun Aerospace Expo at the Lakeland Linder International Airport. And boy, is it sunny. See you in a minute.
The Aero-News Network Sun and Fun Digital Daily Morning Brief, live from Lakeland, Florida, is brought to you in part by the following sponsors.
I'm a pilot and aviation enthusiast myself. For me, the most exciting model I've ever manufactured was my own. It's just the coolest feeling to have on display a plane that you've personally connected with over the years. Show off that passion for aviation. You know, if you own a general aviation airplane and you want the world to know about it, put it on your desk. Inspire the next generation. If you want to share your love for aviation with a friend or family member, shop our great selection of aircraft models today.
For over 30 years, the massive Sport Plane Resource Guide has provided expert, credible information, evaluations, and critical analysis of all that the sport aviation world has to offer. The all-new digital Sport Plane Resource Guide is coming with extensive multimedia features that are constantly updated, and even more comprehensive online guide to all things sport aviation. Available soon. www.sportplane.com.
And we're back again, and boy, that sun is just beating down on us in a big way. We're going to be thoroughly cooked by the end of this show, I promise. Barry Canoodla from King Schools. Barry, 1, welcome to the hot seat. 2, a lot of things happening at King's. Tell me what's the latest and greatest.
Well, like you say, it is a hot seat today, Jim, and it's going to get hotter during the day. But we're having a great time, as we always do at Sun and Fun. It's a wonderful show, and we're making some announcements. We have a press release today, which hopefully your folks will come out and spend a little time with us. The big things that we're announcing this year are our scholarship winners, which is always a big thing for us. It's really enjoyable to do it because we pick amazing folks for our scholarships. And we've done about 18 of these now, between working with Women in Aviation and also with NAFI. And we do each year a scholarship with each of those organizations. And we choose folks that we believe are going to benefit from the scholarship and will make a contribution to aviation and have a history of already making contributions. And it's no different this year. We'll be announcing those, and there'll be press releases associated today. And each one will win a $5,000 cash award, plus access for life for the entire King Schools library of courses, including Firks for Life. And these are instructors or want to be instructors, folks that are working on their instructor certification, that win these scholarships. And we have the Martha King Scholarship for a flight for a woman flight instructor. That's with the Women in Aviation, and then we have a flight instructor award also with NAFI to help those flight instructors progress in their careers, achieve additional ratings, certifications, and so on, and basically be able to contribute more to their communities.
Well, one of the things that's been a part of Sun and Fun this year is a number of announcements and greater emphasis on educational scholarship and programs of the like. Everybody realizes that the aviation of the future is dependent on the decisions and motivations expressed today. All of you, John, Martha, yourself, have been strong advocates pushing aviation education, not just because it's your business, but in the scholarship programs and outreach and interviews and things of that nature. Are you satisfied with the direction right now, or where do you see that we might be able to tweak a few things?
Well, definitely there's a lot of good things happening, I believe, in education. Taking a look at revamping the 141 rules is a great example of that. As King Schools, we're also doing our part, and last year we had our very first symposium at sea, which was a whole new concept of getting educators out actually onto a cruise, which turns out to be a fantastic way to host a symposium. And
captive audience.
It's a captive audience. That's part of it. Everybody's having a good time. It's easy to bring along spouses or significant others or family, and they have a good time as well. They get some education on the ship, and then an enjoyable time on shore. We're doing that again this year in November 2nd, on a Princess cruise that's going to go down to Mexico and have ports of call at 3 locations, Honduras and 2 locations in Mexico. It's going to be a really good time. We're inviting aviation educators of all types to come, and all the sessions will be oriented towards helping them, giving them more tools, let's say, to help them become more effective in their education. We're bringing in some really top talent from the industry, and this will be our 2nd cruise and our 3rd time of doing what we call Envision Flight. This one is Envision Flight Symposium at Sea for 2025, happening in November. Sign up is available. You just go to kingschools.com. You'll find the sign up information and information about the cruise. So that's one thing we're doing to try and support the education industry.
Okay, let's make this really the hot seat here. Pretend, for the moment, although it would be a good thing if they actually did this, we have a brand new FAA administrator being nominated, maybe in the job any day now, maybe any week, maybe any month or year, who knows. What advice do you give an incoming FAA administrator about the state of aviation, education, its instructors, and the overall community built around making aviation not just safe, but more knowledgeable about every aspect of what we're doing?
Boy, you did put me in the hot seat, Jim, and that's fine. I think that one of the things that I would recommend that the new administrator does is talk to DPEs, because we hear a lot from DPEs about the state of the education. We try and respond with our educational products in order to better fulfill what they're seeing as gaps in the candidates that are showing up for practical tests. And some of that has to do with the regulations and how they're how they form a pilot, let's say, over time. And part of that has to do with giving more guidance to new flight instructors and figuring out ways that we can maybe change the flight instructor ACS in order to ensure that those flight instructors have the skills and the knowledge that they need in order to prepare great candidates for their flight tests, and make sure that those flight tests are in alignment with what's needed in their future, whether they're doing GA or whether they're going on to a professional career at the airlines or corporate flying or what have you. We need to take a look at the product that's coming out of the system today and ensure that we're creating the proper regulation and practical test standards or airman certification standards that get us the product that we want. And really there's these 2 separate lines of education that are happening. Whether somebody wants to become a recreational pilot or somebody wants to have a career. And we may need to actually split those two in order to make sure that we're ending up with a great product for each one that's getting the education they need for the type of flying that they're going to be doing.
Well, Barry, I sure appreciate you spending some time with us out on the Compass Roads in the middle of Sun and Fun 51. I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out of King Schools in the coming year. It's always been one of the better parts of the gig is to stay in touch with you all, toss a few ideas back and forth, as well as a couple of really crazy ideas. But, you know, that's half the fun, especially when Martha starts prognosticating. Brilliant. So we'll look.
It's a pleasure, Jim. Thank you.
Well, we look forward to seeing a bit more of you in the future, and we thank you so much for being here.
All right.
All righty, folks. Let's talk a little bit about the rest of the day, and then I will get out of here. First of all, Air Show starts at 1300 Eastern. It's kind of a short list today because, well, the Blue Angels are arriving, and then they're practicing, and then they're practicing. There will be a United States Navy EA-18G demo team arrival as well as the F-35C demo team. We're looking forward to seeing all those, but that is pretty much the Air Show of the day. And again, you like military jets? You like fast? You like noisy? Man, just cancel everything else out for the afternoon. We got you covered. Above and beyond that, let's look at a couple things that are happening throughout the day. There is the Bash, a fundraiser at the Aerospace Center of Excellence later on this evening. The Sunset Aerial Circus Air Show at Paradise City is from 7 to 8:30 p.m. tonight. Among the meet and greets, you can see Nathan Hammond with Ghost Rider, R.J. Gritter, one of our favorites. We interviewed R.J. Gritter years and years and years ago when he was a model airplane geek. So good times there. Ken and Austin Ryder and their RV-8s. And Captain Taylor Heister. Oh boy, this was all turned out wrong, but the F-16 demo team is from 12 to 1:45. Powered parachutes and paragliders are in the light plane Paradise City area at 6:20. Stoll Invitational Competition from 7 to 8:30 p.m. And don't forget, country artist Thomas Mack performs at the island at 8:30. So, lots going on. Sorry for garbling it up here a little bit, but the printer decided to have a hiccup in the middle of one of the lines. We're looking forward to seeing all that and much more. We thank Hartzell Propeller for being our sponsor of the day and, frankly, getting me from point A to point B over the course of many decades. And come tomorrow morning at 0900 is the last of the morning briefs for this week because come Saturday, we're doing Saturday Flight Live. And that's I don't know what it's going to be, 8, 9, 10 insane hours of live streaming. It's going to be day-night air shows. It's beyond belief. It's a effort that requires every single one of us and our best effort. So we hope you'll stop by at www.airborne-live.net and watch one of the world's greatest air shows live at that point from the Sun and Fun Aerospace Expo. Okay, that's about it. We look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Make a long story short, there's still so much more going on. Don't forget Sun and Fun Digital Daily, SNFDD.com, AirborneTV.net, and the rest of our productions. From the Compass Rose outside the Elevate building here at Sun and Fun, we look forward to seeing you tomorrow, 0900 Airborne-Live. See you then.
The Aero-News Network Sun and Fun Digital Daily Morning Brief, live from Lakeland, Florida, is brought to you in part by the following sponsors.
I'm currently using the Hartzell Talon, by far the best aerobatic propeller ever come out.
I use the Trailblazer. It adds performance to the Super Decathlon and dependability, and it's rugged.
Hartzell's been an excellent partner for Whip Air, just in terms of your product support as well as keeping an eye on the market and developing new products that meet demand.
It's helping us all have better performing airplanes.
It's such a proud honor to fly behind that propeller.